Okay, I think we're good to go. So welcome everybody to the May 2020 TDL Member Forum. We're glad you've joined us today. This is Christy Park, and I'm the director of the Texas Digital Library, and I'm joined as usual by Courtney Muma, our deputy director, Leah DeForest, our communications manager, and Alex Suarez, our administrative associate and conference organizer. And we also have a few of our members with us who will share some announcements throughout today's forum. This is our agenda. It'll follow the usual format, and just a couple of reminders as we start. If you have questions, you can feel free to use the chat window to ask those, and Leah will let us know if there are things that we need to pause and answer. You also have the ability to download the slides at the bottom of the screen, and we are recording, so you'll be able to access it on the YouTube channel later on. As I said, we'll follow our usual format, and we have a pretty full agenda today, so I'm just going to jump right in with some director updates. Can you believe that this week would have been TCDL week? We've been mourning the loss of it a little bit here on the TDL staff, and it's just wild to think about everything that's changed since we canceled the conference back in March. When we canceled, we opted not to move TCDL programming online and instead planned for a bigger and better in-person event in May of next year. However, we are planning a few key online events that normally would have taken place at TCDL. So we have the awards ceremony, which is going to be held online on July 30th. We have a truly inspiring list of award winners this year, and I hope you'll all be able to attend. We couldn't let the opportunity pass to honor these award winners this year, and we want everybody from our community to join with us in celebrating these accomplished individuals and teams. We're also going to use this online forum on July 30th to provide a kind of state of TDL. We'll give some updates on our accomplishments over the last year and plans for the coming year, and we'll report out on our member census and some other initiatives. So make sure you're signed up for email lists so you don't miss our official email announcement and invitation. We also have a link here where you can register for the event right now if you'd like to, and we hope you will. And later in the forum, Leah's going to provide a list of other TCDL related meetings and events that we're going to schedule and pull online throughout the summer. I also want to remind you of the resources that we've pulled together on our COVID-19 resource page, which is linked to in this slide. These resources include links to free trainings, details about upcoming meetings and webinars, and some slides and meeting notes from recent events. We have our weekly TDL Hangout later today, and we invite you to join us for that to talk about what's going on at your library or in your home or in your Animal Crossing universe. We want you to come as you are and bring your kids and pets and spend 45 minutes with us. I know all of you are doing new things and working new ways as we collectively and individually respond to the crisis, and I'm really proud of all of our staff and all of our members and how they've responded. And we're really pleased today to have Abra Schnorr from Trinity University join us to talk about one way that they're responding to Project Docket 19 response at Trinity. So Abra, I'm going to let you take it away.
Thanks, Christy, and good morning, everyone. My name is Abra Schnorr, and I am the new University Archivist for Trinity University, having started in January. We're certainly in uncharted territory with the effects that COVID-19 will have not only on Trinity, but on higher education at large. I know the past few weeks have been a whirlwind of questions, discussion, and decisions for everyone. Archivists are conditioned to look ahead and think about what and why something should be archived for historical purposes. I'm sure you all will agree that our current crisis is worthy of being documented. Without any set policy, I began collecting official correspondence from the President's office, and I set up a weekly crawl through our Archive It instance to capture our coronavirus updates page during the week of spring break. Things moved very quickly, and by the next week, we were on work from home orders. I had framed most of my first year around creating physical and intellectual control of the university archives. With these work from home orders, that was essentially impossible to accomplish. The stress from change was apparent in faculty, staff, and students, and in my first full week at home, I knew I needed to capture that somehow. I proposed this collecting project to try to ensure that our university archives would include an honest representation of the pandemic's impact on the university and people associated with Trinity, that is, administrators, faculty, staff, students, parents, alumni, and other stakeholders. So the project has 3 parts. First, I set up a questionnaire to share thoughts during the spring semester. This was one way to develop a collection that would reflect what life was really like for Trinity. Students responded most to this call. The second part is the collection of digital and physical material. And this can include all types of information formats from official correspondence to personal reflection. As examples, we've received videos from a storytelling event, a report on student impact from the Department of Sociology and Anthropology, and we are working with an alumni to archive her photo essay while the stay-at-home measures are in place. The third stage will be an oral history project that will focus on institutional response and pedagogical change. I believe that Trinity has the potential to be a part of the conversation in regards to COVID-19 and liberal arts higher education in the future if we act now. As an institution and community, we should look to this event and ask how our work and interactions with the student body has changed. Additionally, what are the implications in regards to planned gifts and development, and how will this impact admissions? So by saving what we're doing now, the materials that we assemble and archive will present insights unknown to us at this time. So thank you, and back to you, Christy.
So much, Abra. That is really interesting, and we appreciate you sharing it with us. I hope that you'd be willing to be contacted if folks have questions. And if you are at an institution that's doing this kind of collecting or other kinds of COVID-19 related collecting, we'd love to hear from you. We know that 1 or 2 other members are doing this kind of work, and we'd love to share it out with the rest of the community. I have a few other quick COVID-related reminders. First is a reminder about a project we announced last month called Find 5. And this is a project that will showcase the digital collections of TDL member institutions. And especially, we want to encourage non-digital library staff to engage with the digital content in their repositories and collections. So this is open to any staff member or student working in a TDL member institution who wants to pull together a mini exhibit from their collections. We've extended the deadline to participate until next Tuesday, May 26th, and you can find more details and directions on how to get started by following the link on the slide here. And second, I want to make you aware, if you're not already, of 2 emergency relief grant opportunities for Texas institutions from Humanities Texas and the State Library. Humanities Texas, I'm sure you're aware, is the state affiliate of the NEH, and it has invited Texas cultural and educational institutions to apply immediately for fast-track relief grants. They are accepting and reviewing applications on a rolling basis. And second, the Texas State Library and Archives Commission launched its TSLAC CARES grant program. to help libraries statewide respond to COVID-19. So they began accepting applications on May 8th, and the deadline for that is May 31st. You can click on the links on this slide to learn more about those programs, and we encourage you not only to apply if it's applicable to you, but share these widely in your networks with public libraries and other types of libraries as well who might benefit from them. And finally, before we move into services updates, I want to let you know about a new money-saving opportunity through TDL's membership in the Open Textbook Network. So because of TDL's consortium membership in OTM, each of our member institutions now has the opportunity to join OTN as an allied institution. This is a new program, a new offering from OTN. The cost for joining as an allied institution is $500 a year on a June 1st to June 30th cycle. And if you join as an allied institution, you get more direct access to a lot of the benefits that OTN provides that currently are provided through our consortial membership, but only, on a limited basis. So we've listed here some of those benefits for allied institutions, and there is an FAQ linked to on this slide about the membership, as well as a link to a form for indicating your interest in joining as an allied institution. So we will have more coming in email about this, but I wanted to let you know ASAP so that you can think about joining. It's very low cost and great benefit to individual institutions. Institutions that already have institution-level memberships with OTN outside of the TDL consortium, if you're a TDL member and you have an institutional membership, you can change that to a allied institution membership if you choose to. So if you have any questions, let us know, and we'll be sending out more information shortly. Okay. We'll move now into our projects and services updates, starting with DSpace. A few things here. So we expect a DSpace 6.4 release soon, and we'll let our users know when we plan to apply that upgrade. Our senior software engineer, Nick Woodward, has been working with the DSpace community on bug fixes and testing for this release. And we're looking forward to getting it out there because it has some key fixes for our digital preservation integration and also for some harvesting capabilities. We also have DSpace 7.0 development continuing within the global open source community, and a DSpace 7 Beta 2 release came out a couple of weeks ago. So that's continuing and progressing. We expect a full 7.0 release sometime in the summer, and have upgrades for our hosted installation scheduled for late fall of this year, but that is highly contingent on a timely, mature release of the platform by the DSpace community. So we will keep you posted on that, and we discuss it every month in the DSpace users group meeting. The chart on this slide shows it's from the DSpace community. It shows the lines of code that have changed in each major release of DSpace. And you can see that in DSpace 7, more lines of code are being changed with this release than in all the previous major releases combined, going back to DSpace 3. So it is a major overhaul. It is a completely new user interface. And so there's a lot of work involved in getting this out the door, but we're excited about it coming down the road. TDL members, you should know that TDL has contributed an additional $10,000 to development of DSpace 7 in addition to its annual platinum membership fee. And we will continue to contribute as we're able to get that development completed. Want to remind you that we have a DSpace users group meeting coming up next week on May 26th, and we'll be discussing DSpace's REST-based quality control reports at that meeting, along with other business. You can sign up for updates from the user group at the link on this slide, or you can contact us at info@tdl.org to be added. So next I'm going to turn it over to Courtney to give us some additional service updates.
Thank you, Christy. So TDL and the Vireo Users Group Steering Committee are pleased to invite you to the free Vireo Users Group virtual annual meeting on June 16th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central. All attendees for that must register in advance for this meeting, and you must have a free or paid Zoom account. You can register using the link in the slide, which of course will be provided in the pod below. And then after you register, you'll receive confirmation email containing information about joining the meeting on the day. You can also view the draft program for that meeting at the link in the slide. And TDL and the Vireo Users Group Steering Committee will be continuing to work on finalizing that agenda over the next few weeks. We've got a lot of great stuff planned. So please do register as soon as possible so we can prepare appropriately for the meeting. And we look forward to seeing you virtually this year and hearing your ideas about the future of Vireo. Normally we do that at TCDL, and we wanted to provide a nice virtual opportunity instead. And now I'm pleased to introduce Elizabeth Buchanan, one of TDL's Capstone students this semester.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Oops, I went too far. Hi, everyone. I am Elizabeth Buchanan. I've been working with TDL over the last few months on the digital imaging inventory, and I am going to use my time to give you a few highlights of the project. Then I have a little pitch at the end, but I have included more information on the slides, including my contact information. So if you review them later and have any questions, please send it on. There we go. So from the outset, the goal of this project was the creation of a lab location tool to help institutions in need of an outside digitization provider to find one that meets their needs. And we started with a survey to find out what those needs are. I wanted to give a huge thank you to TDL's imaging group members who gave me so much feedback on the design of this survey. And also anyone in this number who filled out the survey, thank you. You remember what it's like to be a student. The final survey was divided into these 4 sections, and it was designed to get a picture of what members' current digitization programs are like and where they'd like to go in the future. I'm not going to go into all these results, but a few that were very important or interesting. Turns out everyone's got reel-to-reel, and no one knows what to do with it. Overwhelmingly, the collections that were identified as needing outside digitization help were AV and microphone collections and collections too large to handle in-house. Also, importantly to me, for the design of the location tool, respondents all had personal preferences about what they wanted from a provider, but the one requirement everyone had was that the providers came recommended by community members, that they could be trusted, and they could be trusted specifically to understand what was necessary for meeting institutional preservation and access goals. So in conclusion, the tool exists now. You can visit it. The link is in the slide. Currently, the tool is in the form of a spreadsheet with information about different labs, their locations, the formats they work with, and examples of their past work. That last column is a little sparse at the moment, and that's why I promised you a pitch. The more input from the community that the location tool receives, the closer it will come to being a community-curated resource, which will add so much value for every institution that uses it. So if you have in your digital collection materials that were digitized by a certain provider and you are pleased by the results, please consider sending them in to be linked in the tool as an example of work done by the lab. If you've worked with the provider and you don't see them in the tool, I'd love to see them. Please send them in. Additionally, the survey showed a lot of interest in future collaboration around group digitization grants. So if you are interested in that possibility, my report contains an appendix of all the hidden collections identified as in need of digitization by my respondents. So take a second, see if any of them are something you'd be interested in collaborating with, or if you have something similar. Thank you all so much.
Elizabeth, thank you so much. I have been so impressed with your professionalism, your dedication, your enthusiasm, and I think you've just done an excellent job and will really help us build capacity for digitization in the future. I also want to thank the imaging group for their work with Elizabeth. That was not required, it was requested, and we really appreciate it. You helped guide a really important project. So, on to the next thing. Again, hi everyone, this is Leah. Sorry, I didn't introduce myself. Leah DeForest, I'm the Communications Manager with Texas Digital Library. I'm really thrilled to see so many of you here today. As Christy mentioned earlier, a handful of TCDL-related events have moved online. So in addition to the award ceremony on July 30th, we've coordinated online Birds of a Feather meetings, some user group meetings, as well as a web panel on digital preservation. The dates and times are listed on the, for the online TCDL events on the slide, and we're going to be sending out a bunch of emails inviting you to these, but please make sure you're signed up for our email list so you don't miss out on your invitation. And now, one of our Birds of a Feather coordinators will discuss his event. We had a little technical difficulty earlier, so Michael, do you want to do a quick sound check?
Yeah, can everybody hear me?
Yay, yes. Go for it.
Okay, great. Well, thanks, Leah. And hello, everyone. I'm Michael Shensky, the GIS and Geospatial Data Coordinator with UT Austin Libraries. For anyone who is interested, TDL and I have lined up a Birds of a Feather meeting on June 4th for anyone interested in geographic information systems or management of geospatial data. It'll be a great chance for attendees to engage in conversation regarding a number of different GIS-related topics that are relevant to the library community, including automation of data processing workflows, sharing of geospatial data from library collections, development of GIS training resources, and strategies for adapting to ongoing changes in GIS software, among other things. So please register by clicking on the link in the slide, and I hope to see you all there. And now I'll hand things off to Alex Suarez.
Hey everybody, it's Alex. I just wanted to touch quickly on our Web Archiving Texas interest group. We meet quarterly, and our next meeting is next week, Thursday, May 28th. Please follow the link in the slide to learn more, and contact us at info@tdl.org if you have any questions. I also wanted to talk about the copyright webinar, which we're very excited for, with Greg Kam of the New York Public Library. Greg will present the fundamentals of copyright law, including the duration of protection for both published and archival items. The webinar will also cover fair use and other limitations. Registration is required, and a many thanks to Susan Elkins, chair of the DSpace Training and Education Group, for connecting us with Greg. And yeah, please be sure to register for this event. And also we have our CNI recordings. Last month, TDL presented twice at the recent Coalition for Networked Information Conference. Christy Park co-presented with Lyrasis, DuraSpace, and others on reflections on a merger, assessing the program-level impact of Lyrasis and DuraSpace. And Courtney Muma, Christy Park, and Sybil Schaefer, our partner from the UC San Diego, delivered a project update during their Sensitive and Protected Data and Distributed Digital Preservation Networks IMLS Planning Grant Brief. Both recordings are linked in the slide, and we hope you'll take a look. And then finally, our USETDA update. Texas Digital Library is pleased to sponsor USETDA's 2020 conference. Just a quick reminder, that conference is moving to an online format on September 23rd. You can follow the link to register on the slide. That's it for me, and I'm going to pass it back to Christy.
Thanks, Alex. And thank you to all of our presenters for some wonderful updates and some great information. we have some time for questions if you have them. I'm just going to look in chat here. I don't see anything right now, but if you have a question, you can enter that into chat. It can be a question for us at TDL, for Elizabeth, or Abra, or others.
This is Leah. Abra had to step away. She had an overlapping meeting, so if you do have questions, though, we can pass them along.
For sure. Thanks, Leah. Our final slide here has collected all of the links relevant to our discussion today, and we hope you'll download the slides from the files pod here and take them with you and share them as appropriate. As I mentioned, we'll also be getting this recording up on our YouTube channel as we have a chance to caption it and get it up there, so you'll have a record there as well. Lauren, I see Lauren has a question, a random TDL question. Does the preservation part, when you join, is it 1 year from your date of joining or calendar or fiscal year? That's a good question. Courtney may have some things to add, but typically if you're ready to start mid-year, we would go ahead and do that and prorate the cost of the service model based on the point in the year from that point to the end of our fiscal year. And we do everything by fiscal year. So our fiscal year starts September 1st, and we typically would use that. No problem. Any other questions? Random questions are welcome as well. Okay, well, we're coming up on the end of our half hour, so I think we can wrap it up. I really appreciate everybody's participation. It's good to see so many folks here. Hope you're staying well and you continue to stay well, and hope many of you will be with us at the hangout later today. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.